Hey guys, welcome back to Wendell Fishing. Darren here, and today I'm going to show you how to create that inexpensive DIY keel guard for your fishing kayak. Here's the thing, you spend a lot of money on that fishing kayak, so let's spend a little bit of time protecting that investment so you don't get that hole or ruin that fishing trip you've been planning all season long. Hey, if you love kayak fishing, then you are in the right place. Every Thursday at 11:45 a.m. my videos drop, and I do fishing kayak modifications, fishing out in the water for bass, and sometimes I do bluegill. I mix it up from time to time, and I do reviews. So if you like that type of thing, hit that sub and bell notification. I will keep them coming. All right, let's hop into this. So I did a bunch of research on what the best way to protect your hull, and I came across a bunch of goofy videos on YouTube. And one of my favorites was, there's a ton of these. People are like, oh, we're using Gorilla Tape to protect the hull of my kayak and it's working great. Really? You think that right there is going to protect your hull against rocks and abrasions? Seriously? Now, there are a variety of nice options that you can purchase out there, but they are pretty pricey. Looking at them, I saw them between $140 and $150. And then there's the Paragard, which could run you around $40 to $90 depending on the length that you want. I was able to do this build for around $25, and it is definitely heavy duty. I beat this thing up out on the water. So I was looking for a material that could take a beating and keep on kicking. And then I found it. KYDEX. This stuff is awesome. It's a thermoplastic acrylic polyvinyl chloride material. And here's the thing, it's so popular for 4 different reasons. The 4 reasons are, it's waterproof, it's scratch resistant, it's got a Rockwell hardness of 90, which means it's super rock hard, and it's moldable, especially when you apply heat. So now you can see why it would make a great keel guard for your fishing kayak. Okay, you're gonna need some tools and materials for this build. 2 pieces of KYDEX. I'll throw the link in the description where you can get those. Heat gun, pair of gloves, a Dremel, and keep in mind here you have a cutting tool on the end. So you can use a variety of different cutting tools. This is a circular one. 2 pieces of paper. Gorilla heavy duty mounting tape, 60 pounds. It's important. I'll throw that in the link below as well. Any type of tape. I just happen to have this. Pair of scissors, Sharpie, and some silicone, 100% waterproof. All right, let's hop into the build. Step 1 is going to be identifying where you actually want to put the keel guards. As you can see here, I get a lot of scuff marks, especially toward the back. And man, but most of the people want the keel guards right here. And as you can see, I got some deep cuts. So I'll definitely be putting one right here. Woo! Should have put one of these keel guards on long before I am right now, but we'll get to it. You see how I want this to lip over, so I'm gonna have to create there and there, so this can lip down, and then bring this down, out, down, out. And so when it gets done, I'll cut this out, this will fold down, and this will wrap around. Now, as you can see, your lines are wonky from the trace, but when you cut out your template, you can tighten up those lines. All right, double check one last time before you cut. That's why I want that one to look. And this one looks good as well. I'll probably extend this one a little bit longer to use the entire piece of KYDEX, and then it'll kind of mold over right to the beginning of my scuffs. So use this as a template and mark out your KYDEX for the cut. All right, now for the fun part, basically you take out your Dremel or whatever your cutting tool is. I put it on a piece of cardboard so I can go along the cardboard, and if it cuts through, it doesn't cut into my workbench. So let's go ahead and make it happen. There you are. Cut down, you just sand this off really fast and make the other cuts. All right, now here we're gonna need your heat gun, your templates. I sanded and washed this off for looks, and it looks really nice. And then you're gonna spend a lot of time heating this up and molding it to the form of your boat. What I'm going to do is push down on both sides a long ways. It'll be bent over, and then I'll start molding the corner last. And you'll see it's going to take a while, but we'll get there. And once you get the kind of hot dog style molded over your boat, you tape it into place and you kind of start molding. And that's how I'm wearing gloves, so this is going to be really hot. You don't want to burn yourself. So here we go. Kind of see that it's kind of flopping around. It's good. It's still warm. And when it cools, it hardens, which is really nice. So. perfectly molded to boat hull. Yeah, look at that. All right, took about 10 minutes, but man, you just kind of mold it out. Now it's perfectly molded to the hull of my boat because I have the dimensions there. So we'll get that in a minute. Now I just got to do the second piece on the back. All right, so far so good. Back's coming together nicely, just how I wanted it. It bubbles out a little bit right here, so I'm gonna heat it up right here and here. And one more time down here and clamp it and let it cool. We should be good. Another thing I'm doing is I had some pretty deep gashes in there, so I'm gonna heat this up. And the beauty of it, once it gets hot, you can kind of press on it. And I wanna make sure there's no, water can't get underneath my adhesive whenever we attach the keel guard. So I'm gonna heat this up, kind of press it down and make sure it's nice and even, and you can kind of see the difference when I get done here in a second. All right, as you can see, I just put the heat gun on there. I didn't even really have to touch it, just kind of melted a little bit and made a nice smooth seal from when we put our Gorilla Tape adhesive on it. So pretty awesome. All right, let's get this keel guard on there now. All right, now that you have both your molds all molded, now it's time to get your Gorilla Tape that you purchased off of Amazon. This is the stuff, 60 pounds, it's gonna be 10 feet. So we're gonna probably run 3 lines of tape right here, and then the same thing on this one, 1 and 2 on the insides there. So let's go ahead and get that done. All right, as you can see, I got all the Gorilla Tape on there side by side. It's nice and tight, which is fine if it's not, but the idea is try to not let as much water in here as possible, at least as much as possible. So when we get it back on here, we're gonna seal the outsides with some silicone. Let's go ahead and peel this off. Make sure the area is nice and clean. I put some alcohol in here to make sure it's super clean. So it's a nice stick there. Let that dry off, and then we'll put our keel guard on. And here's the moment of truth. Find the right spot. Try to get the. Oh yeah, it's nice and sticky. Nice and sticky. I mean, if you wanted to, you could probably go over the heat gun again, lightly heat it, just so it's. But this isn't. I mean, I'd have to pop that off pretty good. I don't think that's coming off. Oh man, this is turning out great. Oh yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. All right, that's going to be a little bit difficult. You put on the, peel the sides, and then you're gonna have to get that on there without the sides catching first. So you're gonna have to kind of pull it apart a bit, as much as you possibly can. It does give a little bit. So that's kind of where I want it down here. Peel it. And actually, I might get like a rubber hammer and hit it down to make sure it's nice. All right, got my rubber mallet. All right, you're good. Make sure that the sides are nice and tight. I can hear it popping off. Hear that a little bit? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run the heat gun over this a little bit to make it a little more malleable. And then just push it together with my gloves, and the stickiness should keep it from popping out a little bit, and that'll be good to go. I'll be happy with that one. It's wanting to pop off a little bit, and we don't want that. So put the heat gun to it, and then we'll do the last step. All right, now when I push on it, I'm gonna hear it pulling back apart. So I kind of like it. I like that a lot. All right, got the keel guard in the back. Oh, just for fun, I might just run heat gun on this too, just to make sure it has a nice bond with stickiness underneath. I don't hear anything trying to pop up or release from the boat, so I think that looks good. Man, that's awesome. I love it. Looks good there. It's good back here. All right, one more step. All right, well, the last steps is getting yourself some silicone and making sure you go around all the edges here. We do not want water, any water getting up in there. your boat flexes, and if water gets up in there, it's just gonna pop that seal. And so buy some silicone. This one's got a 30-minute water ready. It's not gonna shrink or crack. And instead of getting the big, huge tubs of it, or the caulking gun, I wanted a little bit more dexterity, so I got something small here. So let's go ahead and cut this up and go to work. Alright, there's the end result, sealed. 30 minutes later, man, looking good. Not coming off there. KYDEX, man, this is awesome. And there you have it, your inexpensive DIY keel guard for under $25. If you love this video, if it was helpful to you in any ways, please hit that like button, sub and bell notification. I will keep them coming. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See ya.